Next up, we have Wendy Ryan, the Colorado River Engineering, and she's all about water. Wendy, what is your favorite river?
The Colorado River, of course. Good answer, good answer. Good afternoon, everyone. I just kind of want to share how I got to where I am in my career with you all today. I'm a project manager at Colorado River Engineering. I specialize in water rights, water supply planning, and stream management planning. When I was in high school, I didn't know what any of that was, just so you know. I came from a small town in Pennsylvania called Minersville. It was a mining town. And by the time I was in high school, a lot of the businesses back there were shutting down, coal mines were shutting down, factories were shutting down. So I had incentive to get out of there. I worked really hard in high school. I got good grades. I was involved in clubs and sports. And I got a partial scholarship that I was able to attend Penn State. I didn't have a college fund. My parents worked paycheck to paycheck, so it was up to me to work hard, get scholarships, financial aid, and work while I was in college to put myself through college. I started at Penn State University the summer after my high school graduation, so I was ready to get out of there. I received a degree in environmental resource management with a minor in environmental engineering in about 4.5 years. And I was lucky enough to work for the U.S. Department of Agriculture, Agricultural Research Service, while I was at Penn State. And that was one of the best things I did. I was able to do an internship for credit with them. I received an award through the College of Agricultural Sciences for the internship I did. And I was essentially doing graduate level work while I was an undergrad. And my boss at that job was really supportive. He recognized that I had drive and I wanted to go somewhere in life. And he probably told me some of the best advice I've ever heard, which was, he wanted me to go get my master's degree, and he said, go somewhere else and learn something new. All you know is Pennsylvania. So I took that to heart, and I started looking at schools out west. I found Colorado State University had a watershed science program, and you could focus on snow hydrology. So I could go to school and play in the snow. So that was pretty ideal for me, because I really like snow. So I loaded the car with my current husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, and my dog. I think we had about 1 month's worth of rent with us, and we headed to Colorado. I started working on my master's degree. The whole time my husband worked and supported me while I was in college, and I couldn't have done that without him to get my master's. I focused on automated snow measurements while I was working on my master's degree, which let me work with National Weather Service offices all over the country. And I finished my degree there in about 2 years, poking holes in the snow the whole time. And I immediately started working for the university once I was done. And I did work under a graduate research assistantship, which pretty much means that they pay you to do your master's degree, which is pretty ideal when you don't want to pay to go to school anymore. I worked at the Colorado Climate Center for about 10 years. I worked my way to assistant state climatologist there, which is pretty impressive, for me anyway. So I traveled the state working on weather stations. I traveled the country attending scientific conferences, presenting the research I was working on. But I was ready to get out of the public sector and into the private sector. In the private sector, you have a little bit better handle on the amount of money you can make, and I was ready to make some more money. So about 4 years ago, I moved from Fort Collins over here to the West Slope, and I took a job with a private consulting firm, Colorado River Engineering. And working in the private sector here allows me to work more directly with the local community. And I feel like that's more satisfying for what I want to do. I want to help people in my local community, not that high-level work I was doing at the university. I get to help people secure their water supply, whether it's someone doing a subdivision or a municipality. I get to work on Colorado River issues, which are pretty important these days. We've got the East Slope pulling water to the east. We've got California pulling water to the west. So it's a pretty prime time to be involved in water rights. I get to work with agricultural producers and help them improve their diversion structures, their head gates, their ditches, and get that water to the land that they want to produce. So just some thoughts that I have for you all is, don't be afraid to invest in yourself. It doesn't have to be financially, it can be through hard work and dedication, and figure out what you want to do and work towards that goal. Don't be afraid to ask people for help. I didn't get where I am today without the help of my mentors, my friends, my husband, my family. They all helped me to get where I am. Life is going to throw all kinds of roadblocks at you throughout your life. Nothing is ever going to seem like it's at the right time, but you just have to keep going and keep working towards your goals. And I guess my career path has been pretty long. I'm over 2,000 miles from home, and I've started a whole new life out here out west. I ended up in a place that I love, and I now call home, and I can't imagine living anywhere else. And I still set goals for myself. I hope to one day be a part owner in the company I'm at or own my own company. So just keep going, keep working hard, and don't forget to have a little bit of fun along the way.
Thank you, Wendy.